I'm going to kill you.
Huh? 9 o'clock on the dot.
9 o'clock on the dot. Great evening. Great Sunday evening. It is 9 o'clock on the dot. Man, talk about being punctual. Hey, there's always a first time for everything.
Always.
And it is a hey, hello, Rafael. It is an interesting kind of day today. I think last night we had some showers. Is that right?
Yeah. I had to run and cover my tools.
Yeah, we had some showers. And hey, Chris, how's it going, Chris? And it's just been a kind of trippy day. I know that we went to church today, had church service, and it was just basically it was a chill day. I think it was a chill day until we got the Hidalgo numbers. Did you get the Hidalgo numbers, Frankie?
Yes, there was a few positives this evening. Let me just pull it up very quickly. Hidalgo now is at 261.
Hey, Alda. 261.
Correct.
Well, as of right now, the numbers that they've shared with us in regards to Cameron County is 298, but they had no numbers dished out today. And again, Cameron County is being a little bit slower on the numbers than most people are. I'm sort of surprised that Hidalgo actually has people working on Sunday. Hey, Pedro, how you doing? But it's a good thing. I mean, again, it's a kind of information that you want to know al momento. You don't want to have to be out there wondering if you're ahead, you're behind, or what's going on. And it's just an issue. But I mean, I was just surprised that we actually got Hidalgo's number. I guess Hidalgo is actually have people out there working on Sunday. And today, of course, we have Frankie. Hey, Frankie.
How's it going, guys? Happy Sunday. We are going to be starting week 3 in quarantine. Week 3 or week 4? Man, it's
4.
Week 4. Glad you guys have tuned in with us. And welcome, Michael and Carlos. How you guys doing?
Well, thank you very much for having us.
I have Carlos Elizondo and Michael Rodriguez. So,
quarantine, week 3 or week 4? Man, it's been so long.
I think it's been week 4 in regards to the quarantine. Again, I think the most pertinent thing that we got in regards to information is that there's some changes going to happen tomorrow in regards to our way of living. As of tomorrow, April the 20th, hey, Maria. As of tomorrow, April the 20th, we can actually go to the state parks.
Let's do it. Let's go watch some birds.
Here in Brownsville, we have el cual arrietas cosa. ¿Cómo?
Well, I got out of it. Let me Google it again.
I
know it's Boca Chica says it's a state park.
Is it a state park? I don't think Boca Chica is a state park.
That's what Google's telling me. They have Resaca de La Palma State Park and World Birding Center. And Boca Chica State Park.
Boca Chica State Park. I didn't know it was considered a state park. I thought Boca Chica. Hey, Eggman. I thought Boca Chica was considered Cameron County Park. Anyone?
I did too. We've had recently Judge Trevino close and open. Is usually the one that closes and opens. The beach accesses depending on the tides or weather and things like that. But from my understanding, I do believe the beaches are.
I don't know if you guys can see it. I just went on Google, and that's what it shows on Google. Is it accurate? I don't know. But
I don't know.
Google's telling me.
As far as Googlealo, as far as I knew, again, I might be wrong. It might be considered a state park. I don't think it's a state park. I think it's still county property, and I'll tell you why. I think it's county property because when they were going to do SpaceX, I remember the county had to approve a lot of the things that were going to be done out there. We did receive money, a lot of state money, but the number one engine for the SpaceX thing was Cameron County. So again, I'm just surprised that it would be listed or classified that way. I don't know if it's classified that way just to have it named that way, but I think that
or just to tease us.
I guess.
Can go there and we can't.
But then again, one of the other things is I don't know if anyone tried to go recently to Boca Chica, but one of the issues with Boca Chica is that there's always closed off, or they're closing it off constantly because Tesla is doing something. Tesla is the SpaceX. What's the guy's name? Elon Musk. Elon Musk. So again, it might be that case. Frankie, what else are we talking about today?
We're gonna start off, guys, talking about the 25th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombings. Before 9/11, Oklahoma City was the worst domestic terror attack in the United States. And we see here that Timothy McVeigh was the one responsible for this car bomb or truck bomb at a federal building. And if you remember it, Erasmo, this was around the time shortly after the Waco incident with David Koresh.
Koresh.
Koresh, out of Waco, Texas. Koresh. And the FBI attributes Timothy McVeigh's bombing in regards to the Waco incident. He had ideologies that, the federal government was either, invading on people's religion, privacy, and just had too much control. And here we have an FBI sketch of Timothy McVeigh and his picture. And this is the casualty. It was 168 that were killed at this federal building. Like how I previously mentioned, before 9/11, this was the biggest terror attack in the United States.
It's a domestic terror.
Domestic terror, and we have here on the left a memorial that was created along with a marathon, which is run every year to celebrate the lives and keeping the history of these people who lost their lives. Out of those 168, Erasmo, there was 15 children who were killed in this unfortunate event. So again, today is the 25th anniversary of this terror attack in the United States. So pretty interesting.
Well, I'm just surprised that the FBI, didn't catch it a lot sooner. I think, one of the issues that we have here is, how I guess we've started to educate ourselves in our area in regards to how the FBI starts to function and starts to work. I know that for us locally, we appreciate everything that happens out in different parts of the country, and it's great to remember these things. But you don't start to see a lot of these TV shows in regards to how the Federal Bureau of Investigation actually works. But it's not till you start to live it, so close by. And one of the things that I think is very prevalent here in Brownsville and in the Valley is, the Federal Bureau of Investigation has made their presence known, in a very, very big way. Don't you agree, Carlos?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's not only that, there's a lot more ways that these individuals are being caught. A lot of things, especially technology nowadays, all they have to do is just, search your IP address and figure out where all these things are coming from. So it's very hard for these individuals to completely hide, unless they go off the grid. But, in order for you to get some of these supplies, you have to go online. You have to go figure out stuff like that. So, it's getting harder and harder, which is good for us. These mass killings, need to stop. And the FBI is doing a real good job by picking up some of these people before anything gets out of hand.
Well, Canada just had a mass shooting today, right?
Yep.
That is correct. I'm glad you mentioned it, Michael. If I could bring it up very quickly for the viewers, today in the province of Nova Scotia, we had 16 killed which was the deadliest killing in the history of Canada. And it is said, guys, that a man was dressed up in a police uniform and he was shooting people at random. It turned out that it was a 51-year-old male who was, one, dressed as a policeman, and two, had a police officer's unit. So again, we are celebrating the 25th anniversary, and then we just got the breaking news not too long ago that Canada, had the worst casualty in their history with these 16 that were killed.
Well, isn't it just going back to Timothy McVeigh and his ideology? It's a little bit scary that he thought the government was controlling him, and his way of protest was to, bomb the federal building. What about now? I mean, right now, what would he be thinking? What are people like him who share the same ideology? What are they thinking? It's kind of still a little bit scary.
Erasmo, and if I could interject, in regards to what Michael was just saying, in regards to the government, taking too much control, that's been the idea right now with all these rallies wanting to open up America. They're saying that the government is preventing people, small business owners, from making a living, and they believe that that's why they should open up shop. So it's very interesting, that we have a person like Timothy McVeigh, who thought that who had this philosophy up against the government, and we're kind of experiencing that today in our times.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just a very, very, I guess, sad situation. But I mean, yeah, it's the 25th anniversary of the bombing, the car bombing. It was a car bomb. They parked right there close to it. And it's true what Maria says. People are edging on radicalism as how can people differentiate government control and radicalism? And it's a good question. It's one of the issues that a lot of individuals have, especially when they start to see a lot of people out there that are getting very upset with what's going on in regards to the government regulations, in regards to lockdowns and the limits of freedoms for different individuals. And different individuals, as we saw this weekend, were out there protesting, and up there in Michigan, I think it was Michigan, that they were protesting. I mean, they literally had guns out there. They had guns, and les valió. There was no social distancing whatsoever. They were just there. And what?
We had big protests in Austin, didn't we?
Yeah, the one in Austin. I didn't see any guns in the one in Austin. I got to see a video. But the Michigan, I mean, those guys were locked and loaded, man. They were, tipo militia out there. And again, you have to ask that question: is it getting to the point where people are getting tired? Now, I read a lot of the comments on Facebook. I can't comment that much because I'm in Facebook jail, but I do read a lot of the comments out there, and people are getting tired. And it's starting to feel like, in a certain way, like, I mean, are we exaggerating it too much? And then you start to think, well, no, we're not, because people are dying. And then you see the numbers, and then you go like, well, I mean, are they right or the other guy's right? And sometimes a lot of people are stuck in the middle going like, which way should I go? I mean, there's a saying out there that says, it's bad when the cure is worse than the disease. I mean, is all this lockdown, is all these liberties, is all these things that, all the freedoms that we have to give up. I mean, is it actually worse than the Rona? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a weird question, and I'm starting to because I listen to a lot of the arguments out there, and there are some people that make some decent arguments. I have a friend of mine, John, that's constantly posting out there, and he basically says, well, make reference to the flu, make reference to the other diseases, and when you start seeing that the individuals that are basically losing their lives are the elderly individuals, well, I could sort of see where you want to see like a lockdown for nursing homes, maintaining them, taking care of them, todo lo demás, and maybe some restrictive measures for the elderly or the older adults. But if you're in your 20s and 30s, and if you catch it and if you have treatment, you're going to be okay. Is it worth being locked down the way we are as a society now? or just go through the road if you're young.
And where I start wondering and asking questions is because everybody keeps on saying, well, we've never seen a virus like this, right? It's new. We've never seen it. That's why we're taking precautions. But we never saw, in the 80s, we had never seen the HIV virus. We didn't shut down everything. We still have millions of people infected right now. It's not, you can't cure it. You can only treat it. So, I mean, we have been through pandemics that kill people, and I think that's a very valid question as to why now and why didn't we do it in the 80s?
Well, I think the difference, there's a difference. Well, and let me tell you, I mean, you're young, Michael. I actually lived through the 80s, and let me tell you, there was fear, a little bit like what we're living today. Can I get it from the air? Can I get it from shaking somebody's hand? Can I get it by being in the same? Yeah.
Drinking from the same cup.
Well, that might it's a little bit weirder, but there was a lot of these fears at first. Then later on, we sort of learned that it was mostly intravenous drug users and individuals that were not having safe sex. So then you started to ease off, going like, oh well, some of us people don't ever have sex ever in our life. So it's like so like, what the heck should I be scared about? And I'm not sticking anything into my veins. I don't like needles to begin with. Carlos, do you see a lot of the fear in regards to individuals out there maybe being a little bit too exagerado?
Well, I think the biggest thing here is that it's the unknown. Nobody knows. At this point in time, the experts say that social distancing. Why social distancing? Because they can only attribute it from that. The further you're away from someone, the likelier chance of you catching the virus is minimized. But at this point in time, yeah, it could be airborne, there could be droplet, it could be, it mutates so quickly. That's why a lot of people want to compare it to the flu. But the flu, we're able to figure out the trend of the wave that's coming over, and be able to create the flu vaccine to be able to combat some of that virus from, proliferating and causing a lot of deaths. But in this case with this virus is that they don't know. It's mutating so quickly, just like the virus of the HIV. It was mutating so quickly that it was very difficult for them to find a vaccine or a cure for it. You're talking about ages, of scientific research to be able to get some medications now to be able to at least minimize the effects of the HIV virus. And this is brand new. And the only thing that people are telling you is to stay away from other people. So yeah, it puts fear into everybody, especially when now you're confined, you're going crazy, staying at home. People want to get back to the work.
Yes.
People want to go out grocery shopping. People want to do everything they want to do. But at this point in time, just like Dr. Fauci said, at this point, you need to stay home.
Yeah.
And people want to lynch them. There are people lynching nurses, in Mexico because they think that they're going to spread this disease to other people out there. It's getting to the point to where people are just hearing everybody.
We're going to Mexico. We're going into Mexico right now, but something that you just said is very, very interesting. Back in the 80s when we were going through AIDS, HIV, it was very, very new. One of the things that came out, and I don't know if you were old enough back then, Carlos, to remember, but one of the things that came out were a lot of these crazy preachers out there. These crazy preachers that were, it's God's punishment for the homosexuals, it's a God's punishment, and I mean, that mentality that existed back then, sort of even transcends and is still, we're in the 21st century and you still got individuals out there that still believe that que, oye, me voy a hacer la vela de la coronavirus y prenda la vela la coronavirus. And then you got people like Carlos Elizondo's friend, Minerva Peña, out there going like, it's a hoax. No, it's God, Jesus' blood. And he's the one. Going like, is this woman insane? How in the 21st century do you still have people out there that still consider this a God-sent disease to kill out people or consider it a hoax altogether in order to destroy the president, because that was her latest claim. Oh no, it was because the Democrats, they want to hurt Trump. They want to hurt Trump in Trump's economy. I mean, woman, people are dying. Woman, are you out of your mind? Or Michael, do you think it's a hoax against poor Trump, your daddy Trump?
Hey, Papi Trump ahorita, he just sent me a stimulus, so, ahorita está acá arriba, Papi Trump. I mean, do I think it's a hoax? No, obviously, it's not a hoax. Me, I stay away from where people tend to go, big businesses. I stay away because I am a little scared. I don't know what to think. I really don't. And mainly for my children, right? Because they don't go out. They haven't gone out. My wife has been staying home. She's teaching from home, and my kids are in here. But I do go out, and I'm kind of the one that I get here, change clothes, and, tell them not to hug me as soon as I walk in, things like that. Porque I'm scared. I just don't know what to think, and I really don't.
Well, I mean, it's okay to be cautious and precautious, And again, and I'm all for, guys, stay at home, shelter in place, 100%. Because, I mean, the experts out there, they are not aware. They don't know how to fight this because it's just so new. I mean, literally. I mean, it was out, since December, but really it didn't start affecting the United States till early March. So, I mean, we're really like a month into it because, I've been watching the news, and a lot of people will go out there and say, well, Trump was very calm about it in February. Well, yeah, we hardly had anybody infected in February. It started to blow up in March. Our numbers started to blow up in March, So again, I mean, I don't see it as like, oh, he was being lazy or or todo lo demás. DiggityDart, we can't cancel next school year. But right now, it's vamos a ver, let's see, and let's be cautious. Out of everything, let's be cautious because it's new. But again, I don't think that a lot of the things that were imposed at first were out there basically to harm individuals. I mean, we were out there saying, guys, there can't be any school. But there can't be any school not because of any little witch hunt or because of any brujeria or any hoax or any. There can't be any school because we just don't know. We just don't know. Every store admits they were preparing since January. I'm not sure about everyone preparing in January. I mean, we had heard about it in December, but really we didn't get into it till March here. I mean, really. And we didn't get into March. Frankie?
Yes, that is true. And one thing I do want to bring up, Erasmo, and then I'm going to ask y'all for your opinion very shortly. We've been getting a lot of slack here on Brownsville Talk for being too negative. My answer to that is I would like to be told, the truth. I like for people to be blunt. Sometimes many people are wishy-washy with things. They tend to give you, a gray area in regards to news, information, and things like that. What we try to convey, the message we present is, we try to be transparent as possible, and we try to be honest. This virus is, something we haven't seen before. And what bothers me, guys, is that even the medical experts, they're like, hey, we don't know what, there is no cure. All we could tell you is to isolate yourself and try to prevent the spread of the disease from transmission. That's what I want to push. Well, that this is very serious because, we see what's going on worldwide. And for some people to say, oh, you guys are being so negative, it's not going to affect us here. We shouldn't have that mentality. We should be very proactive. We see the wave that has occurred with this virus throughout the world. And for us not to err on the side of precaution, is very alarming.
DiggityDart says there's no such thing as too negative. People are just soft. That is exactly right. The problem with our area, and it's probably other parts of the United States, but again, we try to focus on Brownsville and our area because this is where we live in. This is what we know. This is what affects us. God bless everyone else in the United States, but El de los otros es aquí. So it's true. No such thing. And DiggityDart is correct. People are just soft. And people are just soft because they can't handle, they've never had anyone out there. And I'll answer your question in a little bit. They've never had anyone out there to tell them the truth. Just tell us the truth, and then we'll figure it out. But you know what? We have started to create a society of pansies, a society where, no, dile despacito, no, man, pull the damn Band-Aid off. Pull it off.
But I'll tell you one thing. We can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Everybody rushes to Walmart and they buy up all the toilet paper,
Leave me some toilet paper. It's true. No, but we're referring to the facts. And let me tell you guys, it's like, we just recently had a meeting that the school board took down on Friday. They took down the meeting. The meeting. Right. Well, they took down the meeting because one of the deputies, Doctora, deputy superintendent, went out there and said crap on a live mic, and also because the superintendent lost it. Just live up to it. We all lose it every once in a while, I lose it sometimes, not all the time, but I lose it sometimes. Just face up to it, admit it, and move forward. But you can't go now. Daniel is asking: is it true that the school board is corrupt, Carlos? I'll tell you, and then Carlos can respond. This school board is probably the worstest that we've ever had. They're mega corrupt. Proof suffice. Talking about FBI, the FBI had to come and arrest the vice president of the board. And you know what's amazing? What's amazing is like my friend, Fred Villarreal, goes, Erasmo, I love you, Fred. Don't get mad. Erasmo, the vice president of the board got arrested. I go like, dude, that happened 4 months ago. I said, that happened 4 months ago, bro. And you know what? Which is okay. A lot of people aren't in tune with the news. But you know what? What's even funnier was that that post that he put up was actually shared 478 times. Shared 478 times. So, Carlos Elizondo, is the current school board corrupt?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great answer. They are corrupt. They are corrupt. Ahora, again, do I think that everyone on the school board takes money? No, but they fomented the culture. They permitted Sylvia Atkinson to come after Carlos, to come after me, because the superintendent, Alvin Tucker, because we were detentes. We were that bump in the road that didn't permit them to steal our kids' money. They didn't. So,
that's right.
The microaggression society, like it, no safe space. Well, I like safe spaces, but gosh almighty, we've become delicate about everything. Everything we've become so delicate about. Elbow cuff. Everything. I'm in Facebook jail right now because people are so... he called me dumb. He called me stupid. Well, if you're stupid, expect people to call you stupid. Again, that's going back into the PC thing, into like, everything's just very peachy keen and nice. No, man, tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. Y ni modo, aguántese la vara. Sea hombrecito. What happened to those days, Carlos? Michael, what happened to those days donde, mijo, sea hombrecito and face it? That's why, let me tell you, and this is just my opinion, and I don't care if I get in trouble. When I have a little nephew or someone come like, pues en school me están pegando, and I tell him like, and what are you doing? Well, I don't know. I said, well, métele un trancazo. Stand up for yourselves. We've been coming to be like, oh no, file a report and then file a... No. Si alguien te da un trancazo, make sure that you give them a trancazo 10 times harder. Isn't that the way we were raised up there, Michael, in Southmost?
That's the way. That's the way we were raised. And I'm laughing because my oldest, he's 6 years old. He's bien calmado. He's a really great kid. And my little 3-year-old keeps hitting him. And he cries and comes crying to me. And I tell him, well, go hit him back. And then the little one's already, no.
Ándale, ¿qué dijo?
He hit you, go hit him back. Because he's not going to stop until you stand up for yourself. So go hit him back. And he goes and hits him. Yeah. The little one is crying. I say, well, why don't you go hit him then? Porque vas a le buscas.
No.
But that's the way we were raised, yes. Hey, stand up for yourself. And that's kind of the way I'm raising my kids too. You know, it is what it is.
That's what.
I love South.
And let me, hey man, I'm from South, and I tell people, I would tell the people on the board, I said, guys, look, I love peace, I love tranquility, I love to be calm. But if you hit me, I'm going to hit you 10 times harder, because that's the way I was raised, and that's the way I'm going to be forever and ever. Do you support the LGBTQ community? I love the LGBT community. All of them. I mean, I have nothing against them. A couple of them don't like me, but you know, it is what it is.
You know, they don't like you, but they really like me. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, because you're handsome and totally not fat. Estás bien bueno. Hasta a mí me estás cayendo bien.
I need my treadmill to get here. Get your Wednesday. I need to run.
No, I love the LGBT community, Daniel. I've always been out there for them. I've always supported every event out there. I've tried to promote in regards to like a lot of the like when someone's missing, like the flyer of Kimberly right now. You know, I try to be out there as much as possible. But you have these se me cayó un pistacho. You have like these 1 or 2 people out there that are crazy. They're crazy. They're like, oh, everything has to be about LGBTQ. And we're like, no, it doesn't. Not everything has to be about LGBTQ. You know, I mean, when are we just going to be normal people? Why do we always have to label each other? You know, it's like, oh, people are desperate to have a label. Like, oh, this is that label. I mean, get away from the labels. Why do you just be a person, be an American, be a Brownsville citizen or something that classifies you with everybody else? I hate labels. You know, the only label that I like is Erasmo is handsome and totally not fat. That's the only label I want. I don't want any other label. So I support anything and everything that you do. But I'll tell you one thing. A lot of people out there don't. Sir, how do I get on the podcast? Please inbox Frankie, Olivo Frankie, DiggityDart.
Is that from YouTube?
Yeah, DiggityDart's on my YouTube channel. On our YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah, I'm on Facebook. Frankie Olivo Frankie. Inbox me, and I'll go ahead and tag you on this podcast, brother.
Yeah. Do you believe in BISD? Let me tell you, I love BISD, and I'm gonna defer to Carlos in a little bit. I love BISD. I love our teachers. I love the programs. That is one of the reasons, Daniel, that I personally was out there in every single event I could be at, supporting at their fundraisers, anything. When a teacher had a special an activity that they asked me to participate, always. I love BISD. I hate the corrupt board that is decimating and stealing from our students, and also tienen a los maestros, a los counselors, and our personnel con el pie en el cuello. I'm done with that. I mean, if people like to live that way, that's their business. But you know what? Done. So do I believe in BISD? I love BISD. I do not like the corrupt board, and all of them need to go. Carlos?
I'm going to tell you one thing. There's a lot of things going on at BISD, and making a difference, a positive difference, is not one of them. Just like you said, the superintendent is by all means, it's beyond him. He's not only let down BISD, he's let down every student employee of the school district. You know, with his last slap in the face of $100. Come on, man.
$100.
That doesn't even come close to buying staples, man, for most of these individuals that have paid, especially teachers, that have paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars out of their pockets just to get their classrooms ready for the students to come in the first day of class. Now you come back and you force them. Actually, a lot of people, they're not forced. They want to be able to educate the kids from home, right? Because they're educators. That's what they do. But you only supplement $100 because you say that's the only amount that you think, they don't even know, that you think you're going to get from FEMA. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter if you get it or not. You still have to educate the teacher,
the right
kids. You have to do the right thing to get these teachers to do it. But not only that, it's not just teachers. You have counselors, you have librarians, you have IT specialists. There's 4 IT specialists in the whole BISD working on this, distance learning. What is wrong with you guys? 4, not 44 people doing the whole BISD IT. Can you imagine the stress these guys are going to get? Man, luckily they haven't had a heart attack or a stroke just because of all the demand that they're having with this, COVID-19 in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. You're burning the candle at both ends for these guys. You would figure you would bring in other people. If you're going to hire individuals, don't hire deputy administrators and pay them $300,000 or $150,000 combined. $300,000,
$400,000 for both.
Bring in people who are going to make sure that those IT individuals are able to distance learn or get these programs so these kids can get distance learning, and give these teachers a little bit more money and the counselors, anybody involved in getting these kids the proper education while they're at home.
But let me tell you, and the problem, and folks, listen to what I say. I mean, I've already told I think Daniel asked the question. I love our teachers, and I super love our students. I love our teachers. The problem with BISD at the teacher level is that you have a lot of kiss asses out there. A lot of teachers that they think that because my nephew's on the school board, or the principal, well, I wanted to see that I'm supportive. I had someone out there, the stipend was okay, San Benito might have given them $500, but they make a lot less than us. That is being
goes online. Tito Mata goes online. Oh, thank you, $100.
Stupid.
Tito Mata, you're not even there anymore. You know what $100 does to anybody? Nothing.
Those are the problem, Carlos. Those people are the problem. That no, it's all right. Screw me. Screw me. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not happy. No, man, don't let yourself be screwed over by these people. I mean, fight for what is right. $100 a month is not right, because after taxes, they're probably going to get, si acaso, $70, guys. I mean, I eat more pistachios. I eat $70 of pistachios a week. $70 is a slap in the face. And any teacher out there that is kissing their ass and going out there and defending them, you are stupid. Would you lean left or right? I'm very conservative, very ultra conservative in a lot of beliefs, but I tend to be a constitutionalist more than a right or a leftist. Frankie, what is the difference between stay at home and shelter in place, Frankie?
That's a good question. I kind of interpret it as being one of the same. Stay at home, shelter in place. Only go out whenever you have something important to do. We have been reminding people, and along with the mayor and the doctors on this podcast, that if you guys need to go to your medical exams, consultations, by all means go. Groceries, try to go just one person per household if possible. That's my interpretation of shelter in place, stay at home. The less contact we have with the outside world, the better. That's my interpretation of it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, one of the issues, I think, Al was asking the question. I'll go back to Al's question. The difference between stay at home and shelter in place is that shelter in place makes it sound a little bit more politically correct. Because when you say, we're going to put a stay at home order, then everyone starts going, well, home, homeless. Homeless.
I'll tell you what the difference is.
Okay.
That after all this is done, a lot of people won't have a place to call.
Won't have a home.
Just shelter whatever place you're gonna stay at that night. That's gonna be the difference.
Yeah, and again, I you're being mean.
Did you guys see that? No, did you guys see that? What they're doing with what is it, the forbearance on your mortgage, where it is that you don't have to pay. They'll
push it forward.
Move it 3 months. Yeah, they'll disregard it for 3 months. But what they're doing is if on the 4th month you don't have to pay all 4 at the same time. What they're doing right now, when you apply for that, they're putting it on your credit. So they're putting a note that you asked for forbearance. So that drops
down
about 75 points. Wow. Because it's saying that you can't pay your bills, and you're a real liability.
Well,
so to get credit is going to affect you a lot.
Well, I think
Michael,
that's
is that right now, or is that after the 4th month?
No, that's right now.
Oh wow!
But I think that's something that's going to be remedied later on. Again, all this is new. I think that it's going to be going back into the question of stay home or shelter in place. I think shelter in place is a nicer way to say that there's people that don't have a home. And, because if you actually looked at the press conference, one of the first questions that was ever asked at each of the press conference, be it city, be it city or be it county, was what about the homeless? Are we taking care of the homeless? Are we taking care of the at-risk students? Are we taking care of at-risk people out there? So I think that's one of the reasons why it's shelter in place. If you're in a home, if you're in a nursing home, if you are in a shelter, well, shelter in place. I think that's the only difference in regards to it. Carlos, do you think anything different?
No, I don't. I mean, man, with this, it's the thing that's getting everybody is the unknown, and people don't see that that curve is falling, but it's because we're staying inside.
Yes.
We're minimizing the exposure out there. So yeah, I can understand some people. Pues no pasa nada, hombre. A mí no me pasa nada. Mirando afuera, me ando corriendo, caminando, no hay problemas, ando con mis camaradas. But then, all you need is at one time. At one time they get infected.
Yeah. It's
like me. I have 3 girls at home and my wife. I would give it to everybody. Forget it, man. It'd be in trouble.
I have a question here from I'm going to say the name, although I'll probably get in trouble. Massive is asking a question. Massive is saying, you almost caught me, Massive. I actually thought it in my head. So what do we need to do to uncorrupt BISD? Get people to go out and vote. In November. Get your friends, family, members, and not only call them, make sure you take them to the polls and get all these people out. All of them. El little Eddie, la idiota de Minerva, y el pasguato de Phil Cowan. Those are the only 3 that are going to be incumbents. Well, Eddie's not an incumbent because he never got elected. But those are the 3 that are on right now that want to get seats back. They need to be kicked out. Daniel, I'll answer your question in a little bit. I don't understand BISD at all. This is all a ploy. I think that they tend to think about the money before the kids. They really need to reconsider their values because there are many smart. Let me tell you, there are many star students. I completely agree. We have some amazing students. And again, they are not focusing on what is best for the students. They're not focusing on what is best for our teachers and our personnel. And I'm sorry, when you got a board that is so focused on looking okay and on not giving Erasmo a win and on, ver qué van a decir, when they're all out there tripping out, they're going to not make the right decisions. And I'm sorry for what anyone says out there. They have not made one single right decision in this whole Corona thing, throughout the whole Rona thing. They've had misstep after misstep after misstep. When are they going to make a right move? They haven't. And everything they do, they screw up. Todavía, they're still fighting, saying that the grades are going to matter, Carlos, that the grades are going to matter. They just said in a meeting that it's not going to matter. No, Erasmo's giving out bad information because he's saying that the grades aren't going to matter. How in the hell are the grades going to matter, Michael?
I don't think they are. I've heard during some of those meetings that they're not gonna be taken into consideration. Only will help them if they are failing or in danger of failing. So it's kind of like summer school. Now I did get some people saying, well, whoever's taking due enrollment, it definitely counts. Okay, well, it's like the college students, right? College students are still taking online classes right now. Keep doing your homework because you get college credit. But elementary, middle school, it's done.
Carlos?
I mean, the superintendent said it himself in that meeting. Are we doing anything right?
Exactly.
He said it. And then he was shut up. And now you're saying that they took it offline. They're not showing that video anymore.
But guess who recorded a clip from it?
Michael?
Well, it's funny, but I didn't even record it. See, that's what a lot of the people need to understand. They sent that to me. And let me tell you, I'm glad that they did. Frankie, what do you think about the grading system?
I did speak with a counselor from a neighboring district today in regards to the grading, and just between us guys and our seven viewers out there, she did mention that the principal alluded to the fact that he let the teachers to believe like, hey, we're going through this. Let's pass everybody. Unless somebody is, if they had no chance in hell, to pass, then don't allow them to be going up. But that was a neighboring district. So we see here that other neighboring districts have taken the initiative, have thought about teachers, have thought about parents, students in regards to this. I honestly think, and we've been sounding like a beating drum. It's time that we take care of our teachers. The $100 was a slap in the face.
Slap in the face.
They have too much on their plate right now. Let's go through it. We're in a transition phase right now, guys. We're going from being in brick and mortar schools to working remotely and using technology to access information, access communication with our students.
With 4 employees at the IT department, Frankie. 4 employees.
And
Overworked.
And with all that information, they're still gun ho on making sure that these teachers keep on producing those assignments, pressuring the students, and and I don't want to get it misconstrued. We're not saying, oh, we don't want these kids to do nothing. No. We could use this as an instructional tool and say, hey, look, you know what, guys? Next year, next semester, this is what we're going to do. So it's best for the parents, it's best for the student to start working on this right now. But don't make it a mandatory thing where if you don't do it, you're going to get an incomplete. And if you get an incomplete, we're going to go to summer school. Erasmo, we didn't even know if there's going to be a summer school.
No summer school. How in the heck are they going to have summer school?
So why are they doing this? Why are they making
on the fly?
It is. Imagine the teachers, imagine the parents. They're like, ay, mi hijo con la preocupación, no, is my son going to pass?
Mira.
Grades. We should take care of our teachers. We should not make it mandatory. Again, we have a neighboring school district, a neighboring principal that advises teachers, hey, we're all going through this, cut the kids some slack, let's pass them, unless, they had no chance to pass. But that's my philosophy, Erasmo. Let's not make it mandatory. Let's make this a transition to where they start learning and using technology to get us better prepared for next semester.
The problem is that, mira, look, guys, I don't know how many people are watching, because I'm watching the YouTube, but we do have some people here. The problem, let me tell you, the problem is that they're trying to work it on the fly. I mean, if y'all really listen to the meetings, I mean, they're making the crap up as they go, and they're full of crap. It's not true. It's not true. When they had the meeting, Dr. Trevino clearly stated they're not going to affect their grades. They're going to pass. Everyone's going to pass. Not going to affect their grade. There was no mention of incomplete grades. Zero mention of giving them incompletes. Nothing. Then they had the town hall with Mike Morath, the education commissioner for TEA, and then all of a sudden, the superintendent, who can't do anything right, Carlos? The superintendent that says, well, if they don't do their work, well, we'll do an incomplete. What? When had they ever mentioned an incomplete? Never. They never mentioned an incomplete. And then on the meeting that they took down on Friday, now he's talking about summer school. Who the hell ever taught about summer school? Guys.
Poor leadership, man. Poor leadership.
There's no leadership. There isn't. It's a sinking ship up there on Price Road. It's a sinking ship. No. Pero el malo es Erasmo. Oh, Carlos Elizondo. Oh, que el Frankie. No, que they're just putting up negativity. Negativity? Y'all are the ones that can't get your head straight to save your life. Nothing.
It's reality, Erasmo.
It's reality.
You're not putting it in the Brownsville Herald 3 weeks later that someone got infected in one of the nursing homes,
Exactly.
Things are happening today. Be aware of what's happening
Today.
Here's the news. Here's the reality. You know, if they want to truth check your information, go ahead. There's plenty of sources you can get it from.
Yeah.
But they're finding out 3 weeks later that what you said today was true. You know, why not do the right thing 3 weeks before?
Well, I'll tell you right now.
I'll tell employees of PhD.
I'll tell you right now, Carlos. I'll tell you right now. One of the things that I you know, again, I'll go back to the same thing I've said. We had one teacher said, Erasmo, two weeks ago, he goes, I was against you. I thought you were crazy about the ending the school year. Now, after 2 weeks, this was like 2 weeks ago. After 2 weeks, you were right, and I'm done with this. Done with this. Because it is too much pressure for everyone out there. For everyone. And they have zero consideration. And again, something that Carlos said. Again, guys, I challenge anyone. El idiota de little Eddie, la Minerva, la imbécil, anyone on the board. I challenge them. Tell me one thing that I've said, that we've said on this show that has come out to be not true. One thing. Just one thing in regards to the district. Tell me one thing. No, you know what they say? Oh, Erasmo's just being mean. He's being mean. He's too negative. He's mean. He's negative. Tell me one thing. One thing, Michael. Tell me one thing that we've said wrong.
No, I mean, all of you. You're, in all reality, I mean, you have been right, you know, and that's what I keep telling people, especially when I encounter that. Erasmo is just trying to incite fear. I mean, well, this time he is right. You know, it's not about fear. It's not about telling people just, you know, take a vacation already. It's about the reality. Reality is we're not going to go back to school. Reality is that the grades are not going to count. You know, why is my wife stressing out, trying to teach her little class, whoever logs on, which is like 3 people, and trying to keep an eye on my 3 kids? You can't concentrate. You can't teach correctly. I mean, it's just not. You can't do it.
Michael, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
It's been over. It's been over 4 weeks ago. It's been over. It's been over 4 weeks ago. These people are just hanging on just to not give Erasmo another win. That's it. That's the only reason they're fighting. Because no, we're going to make Erasmo look like he's saying. And let me tell you, every misstep they make.
At whose risk?
Huh?
At whose risk? At whose risk?
At the teachers and students' risk. They don't care. And parents, Nick, my son has been getting a lot of work online and has been very stressed. Will BISD do something to just cancel the school year? And well, the governor's already canceled the school year. That's it. It's over. Canceled.
Brick and mortar, right? No more going to school.
No more going to school. Now, and stop with the grades. There are no grades, Nick. There are no grades. Look, Nick, you are the parent. Contact the teacher. Tell the teacher, too much work. We're not going to do it anymore. Just give us the grade that my son has up to this, or my daughter has up to this point. It's over. But be respectful, be kind, be courteous, because they're being forced to tell you that all these grades, all this work is going to matter. It's not going to matter. Now, I understand, because you go, what, Erasmo? It's good for them to keep on because, you know, they have to be ready for next year. Look, guys, let's be realistic. The truth. Anyone that has ever been in school, anyone that has taught school, knows that the last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks, es para qué? Honestly, what is the last 3 weeks of school for? Anybody?
Eat pizza and watch movies.
Pizza, ice cream, movies, little dances here and there, finish up, clean your locker. Come on, guys. Let's be realistic, guys. Now, do you want the truth, or do you want us to bullcrap? The truth is that those last weeks are for nothing. Nothing. No education those last 3 weeks. Well, some. I'm just exaggerating.
And to our next point in regards to graduation, lately the school board has been adamant that they still anticipate graduation to continue. And again, we've all experienced it. This is something very important for the family.
I haven't.
We don't want to get anything misconstrued that all these guys are being negative. They don't want the seniors to walk. They don't want the seniors to have that experience. Which every senior looks forward to. But these people, again, we're listening to Dr. Fauci. We're listening to the medical experts, guys, who are telling us that, hey, maybe in August, maybe in October, maybe even until November, are we going to have the confidence of saying, you know what, it's okay to go back to our daily routines. And what were our daily routines, guys? Going to concerts, going to bars, going to restaurants, going to gyms, going to large crowds. And BISD has over 40,000 students. How many high schools, guys? 6 high schools?
7.
And each high school has 500 students?
No, more.
Probably more. And how many people go to Sam Stadium? Is it fair to say the thousands?
Thousands
to go see the students. So just imagine the superintendent, the board wants to have graduation, knowing the situation that we're in. Do you guys honestly feel that is something reasonable? I myself do not think that it's reasonable anytime until from here, maybe into January. And that's the message that I want to convey. We're not being negative. We're just trying to be realistic. We're seeing the wave. We're seeing the virus. And my opinion would be graduation should be postponed to 2020. Well,
let me tell you. There's been some schools like Los Fresnos High School, Los Fresnos School District, and Weslaco School District that have already set some dates for potential dates for graduation. But with expectativa, we're going to shoot for June. Excuse me. We're going to shoot for June, but we might shoot for July if not. But let me tell you guys, that's fine. You could shoot out dates. But Los Fresnos did this 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Weslaco did it last week. And they shot these dates out there so that people would know that, we're thinking about it. We're going to push it forward. You know what dates BISD is given? None. Maybe later. We'll see. And again, look, guys, I would rather us tell the parents and the students, suck it up. Sorry. I love you to death. But you know what? Start putting in your mind that it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're in different times right now, such as life. Sometimes in life, you get these big old situations come at you. You deal with them any which way that you can. It's part of life, man. It's nobody's fault. It's not the corrupt board's fault. I mean, con eso te digo todo. It's not their fault that La Rona is here. It's not their fault. It's China. It's Wuhan. It's those people out there. Those people are at fault. That guy that went out of the lab and gave it to that other girl and then gave it to the bat, those are the guys that are to blame, not anybody else. So, ¿qué vamos a hacer? They're to blame. No. Suck it up, Buttercup. You deal with it, whichever which way it comes, and you move forward. Ni modo. We might not have graduation. Now, what would you prefer? Would you prefer someone to give you false hope? Hey, Michael, maybe there's going to be graduation, Michael. Or you prefer someone to tell you, hey, Michael, take it out of your mind. If it happens, it happens. But right now, doesn't look likely. What would you prefer?
I prefer the truth, right? Okay, take it out of your mind. Like, for me, for my family, it hurts because I have a niece who's a senior.
Yes.
And, it hurts because we want to be a part of her, of a milestone that she accomplished, right? I mean, honestly, in all honesty, I don't. If they do have it, I don't think I'm gonna go. I'm definitely not gonna take my kid.
Heck no.
And don't you want to share it with the whole family? Because we're a very tight family. We're a tight-knit family. So I think all these milestones you want to share them with your whole family. And when your family's not even there, it's still gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same feeling.
No.
I mean, it's sad. It sucks. It's nobody's fault. But you're right. I mean, that's gay. I mean, and I don't mind. Don't lose hope. I mean, if everything clears up and we're doing, a lot better, don't lose hope.
Don't lose hope.
Yeah, but don't say June either. I don't think June is.
No.
I mean, I don't think it's a reality.
And here we have guys, the city of Davis in Oklahoma, that they're honoring the class of 2020 high school seniors with downtown banners. Again, let's have a tentative date if we're able to go out and be in these large gatherings. If the medical experts do recommend this, then by all means, let's have graduation. But if not, let's look at other alternatives. Maybe the BISD. Well, I don't know about the latest snafu that the district had with the mayor, but maybe the district should work with the Brownsville in regards to doing something for the seniors. Hey, they want people to go downtown. This would probably be the best way. Let's highlight our seniors. We do have several schools, but if there's a will, guys, there's a way we can make it happen. We don't need a stage. We don't need a podium in order for us to celebrate the accomplishments and goals and the milestones that these young men and women have obtained. So I think it's time for us to look outside the box, Erasmo, guys, and maybe we should look at other alternatives and other districts who are trying their best to celebrate this for the seniors.
Let me, and I agree. I'm going to answer this very quick because Daniel asked this twice, and I'm sorry, Daniel. I wasn't trying to avoid your question. It's just that we got excited about the other stuff. Do you believe in God? Do you believe in the afterlife? I believe in God 100%. I believe that there's life after death 100%. I don't think that this finishes it all. I think that there's something inside of us that yearns for something better, something bigger, something brighter. That's my opinion. Close out the year. Bacon. You said bacon. From Hannah. My kids received a packet of work and was told, finish packet and you will graduate. Well, let me tell you, Jose, if part of the problem was that the kid wasn't doing too good, yeah, have him do the work and let the teacher pass him 100%. How do you think BISD is going to allow students who left their personal items to get them back? It's very easy. I've already consulted with them. All you have to do is contact the principal, contact the school, contact the district, make arrangements so they can have them there ready for you to pick up. Massive says, my son cries himself to sleep overnight because he gets so much work in the app and dual class. Very easy, Massive. Don't give him all the work. Contact the teacher. Tell the teacher, I love you to death. I appreciate you taking care of my little angel. But you know what? It's too much. It's too stressing. We don't have the time. We don't have the resources. Just be honest with her or him and let them know. You know what, guys? Ya no podemos. Thank you. Boom. Don't flunk my kid. Puro Quizlet. Exactamente. The last weeks of school is puro little quiz and circle the word searches. That's all they do. Erasmo, what about AP classes and the DE classes? That's an amazing question. And I will answer this question because it makes sense. And I had this talk with my friend Dino. Guys, all my students, look, the students that are these AP students, these bright students, these guys are still going to study during the summer. You don't even have to tell them because they're already prone to do academics. It's like we have students that go to Beck's, Brownsville Brownsville what? Early college high school. Brownsville Early College High School. These kids, they don't want to talk about sports. They don't want to talk about band. They don't want to talk about anything. They just want to study. So they go to Beck's. So you have these students that are amazing students, that are AP students. End the year for everyone. But for these students that have to have those AP classes or AP tests, have to go present before the college board, all these individuals, we have to have a tutoring staff, a skeleton staff of teachers that are willing to help them out. Pero,
and give those teachers an extra stipend.
Pay them double. Or give them an extra stipend. Pay them double. And let there be a skeleton crew of teachers only attending the needs of those people that want to continue to learn. Ultimately, it's the parents' responsibility. Someone was arguing that with me. Well, that's why I disagree. I don't think it's the parents' responsibility. I go like, what? Of course it's the parents' responsibility. It's the parents' responsibility to make sure that their children has an education. It's not the system. Bernie didn't win the election. Bernie didn't win the nomination. There's no Elizabeth Warren out here. There isn't. Nothing is given to you for free. Parents' responsibility to make sure that their children move ahead. Parents.
You know what is for free? Well, you kind of have to earn it, right? When that chinga, when you don't do your homework, when I was a kid. Padre, mi mamá me metió la chinga con la chancla.
Ándale. And they probably enjoyed that. Para que se te quite. They probably enjoy. No, guys, we do have to do something to celebrate our students. Again, I love our students, pero mira, look to any students out there or any parents of graduating seniors, guys. I love y'all's kids. I love the parents. I love the teachers that were wanting to be there for their students' graduation. 110%, guys. Pero don't be building false hopes in los huercos. You know, man them up a little bit. You know, man them up. And I got one student. Man, you don't care about I want to graduate and go to the prom. And we're like, when all of a sudden graduating, going to the prom was like one of life's must moments. It isn't one of life's must moments. It isn't. It's a great moment. It's not one of life's most moments. Are the important moments. The important moments are the other. How do you think BISD is going to handle students when they return? Example, provide masks. BISD will not provide masks. I don't think any district. They're going to require masks, maybe, if that is the case. Now think of it, guys. Right now, no more than 10, right? Yeah. Right now, no more than 10. They're probably going to raise it. Remember when they had it at 50? They're going to go in escala. So they're probably going to go to 50 next. And then they're going to go maybe to 100 or 250. I think the previous one was 250. So you're talking about 2,000 some students at some of our high schools. 2,000 some students in some of these high schools. When are we going to reach that number? So I don't really think that they're going to be handing out masks. I think that they're going to require that the students bring their own masks, because I don't think we're going to be out of it. I'm hoping.
Where?
Huh?
Where are they going to get masks from? Where are they going to get masks from? Now you have like just like our first responders are having to make their own masks because their fire chief doesn't want to give them any.
Well, let me tell you, first responders should have proper PPE and should be given by the entity that's hiring them up. But you know what? El problema with the firefighters is that, again, no offense to anyone, a lot of them tienen la culpa. A lot of the firefighters tienen la culpa. Guys, stand up to these people, folks. Stand up to these people. When they do wrong, do wrong. Again, going back to the teacher syndrome.
So one of the guys posted on YouTube that one of the guys made a mask and now they got to sell it between each other to be able to protect themselves while they're going out there trying to save lives. What's going to happen with our children? Are children going to have to go make masks at home or at a homemaking class and give it out to everybody else or what? I don't know. I just don't understand that concept.
Well,
Stay home. You give the IT department more employees so they can get this distance learning done. They close the schools. But you have 4 employees at BISD in the IT department in charge of over 40,000 kids, and they're trying to get all educated through distance learning.
It's crazy. I go to Bex, UTRGV. We are doing UTV, RGV online. And let me tell you guys, and congratulations, Felicia. UTRGV is prepared for online classes. They're prepared. I went to school at Austin Community College up in Austin. They were prepared for online classes. TSC, not so much. BISD, no. That's why it's such a struggle. It's such a struggle because we aren't prepared. We aren't ready. We cannot hacernos you cannot prepare. Carlos mentioned it. You can't prepare for 43,000 students to be work from home able, distant learning able, when you got 4 IT guys. ¿Cuántos, Carlos? 4. For 43,000 students? Come on, guys. It's not feasible. It's not possible. These aren't lies coming out of this mouth. a lot of saliva and a lot of chocolate that I'm stuffing. It's not lies. It's just facts. UTRGV has an amazing, and I love Bex. I love my Bex. Amazing school. I visit there regularly. Danielle, should I go to college? Daniel, if you're inclined to go to college, if you love academics, you like studying, you go for it, bro. Entrale,
Don't waste
vato.
your time, though.
Huh?
Don't waste your time.
But no.
Advice I can give them, don't waste your time. If you're gonna go to college, make sure you know what you want to do.
Exactamente.
Because the worst thing you can do is just go to college just because someone is telling you have to go to college and you don't even know what you want to do.
100%.
If you know what you want to do, go to college. Don't waste your time. Go straight ahead. Get out because it's expensive.
100%. If you want to go to technical school, go to technical school.
They make money though.
Tons of money, bro. You go out there, you do a little technical program for 8 months, and you're already making $100,000. I can't see going back to school until every student provides proof that they are vaccinated for Rona when the time comes. The vaccine for Rona will not be ready when, Frankie?
They're saying 12 to 18 months. So we're talking about what? August 2021?
It's crazy.
That even works.
Hey, do you think that testing can accurately define how smart I am? And can a number really define me? No, absolutely not, Daniel. Never let numbers define you. And you're probably if you're on our podcast or you're on our show, and you're subscribed to the channel, I'm going to say you're a pretty bright individual out there.
You're already winning.
Huh?
He's already winning.
Yep. What else are we seeing tonight, Frankie?
Well, ya se pasó la hora. Do we have time to talk about?
No, we're still going. We got a good crowd.
You know what? Something that's right. We need to talk about that PPP, man.
PPP!
I'll tell you why. Because our city government is not getting the people ready, or the people that most need it, the small business owners. They're not doing anything. I haven't seen anything from them. And the next wave is anticipated to come on Wednesday. And if you're not ready, you're going to miss out because who got 20 million and 10 million of that money? All these big corporations still got big chunks of that money. So yeah, we need it. Are we showing up our pet? Hey, wake mine up. She's right here next to me. Hey, wake up. You got.
And our next topic, guys, very quickly. Michael Rodriguez is a business owner, and he is a creator of the Small Business United Facebook page that I just posted on the comments. And Michael, a few weeks ago, we heard that the government just passed a $2 trillion stimulus package for small businesses. We recently got word that 1.6 million small businesses were the recipients of this money. Tell us about the money, the process of it, and where we are right now with the one that was just passed, Michael.
Daniel, stop bullying massive, son. Sorry.
What I encountered here was that a lot of the small business, where it was intended to go, which is, businesses that have 500 or fewer employees. If you have a business that has about 500, say 499 employees, they have accountants. And they're doing massive amounts of money. They have massive amounts of payroll. What we saw was, who was it? Ruth, what? Thanks.
Let me bring it up real quick. Michael's bringing up some of the recipients of this small package.
Ruth, Chris, thanks. This had the max amount that you could have gotten was 10 million. So they got 20 million. So what that means is that, there's a parent company and they have 2 or more branches underneath it. The smaller branches who probably fit into the 500 and under applied for this, and they were able to receive 20 million. Potbelly's 10 million. Shake Shack 10 million. I mean, where my mom, who has 2 employees, wasn't able to receive anything because they ran out of money. That's what it affected a lot of people here in Brownsville. And what it was is that they weren't ready. We don't have the accountants that we can, snap our fingers and all of it is the applications gotta get filled out and turned in. So we need to be ready. The city of Brownsville, I mean, they need to do something for us to. I think I did more than anybody in the city government, because I helped out about 50 people fill out their application that they didn't know what to do. They didn't know where to go. They didn't know any of the process.
Well, you know what, Michael? You've said something that is very, very interesting. You know, I just don't get it. You know, we have leadership out there. You know, elected officials. I'll say that. We'll have elected officials, not leadership. We have elected officials out there that have done absolutely nothing except photo moments and get online and go like, oh, we love the people. We love the people.
I just got, you know, I shown a post from our District 1 commissioner who was talking about trash cans. She was so happy we included 4 trash cans on this walking trail. Are you serious right now? We're talking about trash cans where there's people that are out of jobs. First of all, they don't know how to apply for unemployment. I have to people apply for unemployment. They haven't gotten their unemployment. They don't know how to apply for the PPP. They don't know how to apply for EIDL. And these people are lawyers, you know, and they have millions upon millions invested in businesses. How about you help out your constituents a little bit?
Michael, we have so many committees. Look, está bueno. The 6 commissioners can't do it all. Te la paso. We have so many bull crap.
I helped out 50 people.
Yeah,
you know?
but let me tell you, we have. What I'm trying to say is that we have 50 bull crap committees. Que committee for recreation, que committee for esto, que committee for beautification, que committee for tourism, committee for this, committee for that. GBEG that gets $5 million of our dollars. We got all these little committees. How many of those committees, Michael, set up shop? We have the Brownsville Metro. How many of those communities set up shop to help small business file their applications?
0.
Not a one. Not a one.
This is a time where we actually needed that Casa en Island, that they have this whole plan for businesses that's never going to come to fruition.
Never.
This is where we needed it right now. And people don't know where to go.
No.
People don't know.
I know.
Don't know who to turn to.
Hey, Michael, but we had Crossroads. We had Crossroads.
Yeah, I know. We did.
It's crap.
Showed up to that.
It's crap.
And I don't blame you. Know what? You want to expand on the downtown? Hey, go for it. That's great. But just how you poured a bunch of effort into the Crossroads, pour it right now when the people need you the most. I mean, you know, hey, you did the. Who cares? You did it. I don't mind it. You know, it's whatever. Do I agree with it? No. But I don't mind it. What I do mind is you not getting up your butt and being visible and going to small businesses. Hey, how you guys doing? You guys doing okay? Because look, they have these programs out there. Go talk to your banker. You know, give them the information. A lot of the people didn't know. The small business owner, that barbershop, or the taqueria, they don't know. Sometimes they don't even know English, the owners.
Yes.
They don't even know how to speak English.
Yes.
How are you going to fill out that application?
They won't.
You know, I hear lawyers are charging $2,000 to fill it out. A lot of these people are getting $3,000.
Michael, but let me tell you what happened this weekend. Okay? You want me to tell you what happened this weekend?
What happened this weekend?
This weekend, there were a big old line of City of Brownsville Department of Health trucks all going through the Brownsville Country Club. And you know what they were doing? They were putting up these bags with some flyers in there, going to every single house. Hey guys, fill out the census. I'm going like, guys, and nothing against the census. We know we have to fill out the census. Nothing against the census. But is that the most pertinent thing for our community right now? To have an army of city employees out there distributing literature in regards to the census? Is that a priority right now? No. Help your small business. Help them fill out these forms. Get them ready.
Just give them the package and give them, point them in the right direction.
No.
Go right here.
No. We're about that. They have the people. Put up in La Casa de Nylon, open it up, put tables, put chairs, get your city workers out there, get all the committee members que They like to get put on little committees because it's cute. Put them all out there and mesas and invite small business to come in and fill out the applications for them. Do something. No, pero we're making more sharrows. We're putting up more bike lanes. No, pero andamos allá pasando little flyers for the census. It's not the priority right now. Help small business. Pero ¿sabes lo que pasa, Michael? Part of the problem, I know one small business, they've got their heads so far up their butt in regards to these people, they stopped kissing a long time ago. Now they're out there kissing their prostates. O sea, come on, folks. You're screwing yourself over. But you know what? Oh, but they're so nice. And they're telling us that everything's going to be okay. And they're not being negative like Brownsville Talk. They're not being negative. They're being positive. O sea, Carlos, ¿cuándo vamos a salir de esto, Carlos?
Well, before I say, if information is negative, okay, I mean, you're not being negative or positive. You're giving people information.
Facts!
So if the information, if the facts are just negative at that time, those are the facts. I'm sorry, Carlos, you can go back now. I'm sorry.
Carlos, are you still there?
He's muted. I see him muted. Fine.
Dice,
I'm here.
Carlos, we're not using the resources in order to attack what should be a priority. And right now, we should start again. I mean, and look, guys, I'm sorry. It's not rocket science, folks. It's the same thing with BISD. It's not rocket science. Do something.
Look at the resources. I mean, I saw a post. Someone sent me a post. The resources are, it's like Ben East goes out there and says, okay, there's free parking downtown. How's that going to help anybody?
Who cares?
Who cares if there's free parking or not? Who cares?
The businesses are closed.
They're so out of touch with reality.
Out of touch.
Hey guys, and the reason why we're talking about this is because Nancy Pelosi is right now in negotiations to pass a second relief package of $310 billion.
Móchate, Nancy.
The interesting part about this, Michael, is that this is only for small businesses. This is not for the state or local governments to get any money as of right now.
Screw them.
And I want to put up talking about BISD. I want to bring up a clip, guys.
A clip.
In regards to New York.
We don't care.
The governor, and he is talking about the funds that the federal government isn't going to be giving the state and how that's going to affect education and the hospitals. Take a listen, guys.
Can't hear. Can't hear. Just tell us what he said because we can't hear.
Okay, he's saying that. Let me get this up. He's saying that the state of New York is going to lose a lot of money, and since the government is not going to be giving them any more funding, that the money just going to go to small businesses. He says that there's a potential of 50% of funding being cut from education and hospitals. So how we could see that to BISD in Brownsville? How is that going to affect us? We heard Michael Morath, Erasmo's compadre,
Michael,
from DEA, say that there's nothing, that the funds are going to be there for next year. But right now everybody's feeling the pinch, guys, of money. We're all being affected by it, whether you're poor, rich.
I'm poor.
In Brownsville, or a school district with a budget of $600,000.
600 million.
600 million. I'm sorry. Now let's talk about money. BISD is $600 million budget. If the funds get reduced, and New York, the governor gave a potential of 50%. Let's downsize that to 25%. Let's say the state of Texas is going to cut the budget by 25%. That's minus $150 million. Now let's look at the ramifications of that. How is that going to affect BISD? Hey, it's going to be a total change. So we see the pinch of the small businesses. We see the potential of states not being allocated the money that they're used to having. So maybe, Erasmo, we could see a change in, money being dispersed from the federal government to the states.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, part of the problem, again, it's great that the federal government is going to dish out hopefully another $300 billion. I mean, the small business needs it in a big way, but it's not going to get to the people that most need it here in our community. Again, I love all the other states. I love all the other communities, but this is Brownsville, folks. I'm focused and concerned about Brownsville, and in Brownsville, we don't have the people out there being proactive in regards to helping small business here in Brownsville get prepared. How many small business here in Brownsville were actually ready for the first PPP, Michael?
Not too many. I'll tell you what. I mean, who was ready? A little bit. Anybody kind of can afford an accountant, and especially an accountant that they can have on payroll. It only works for them. Pero who makes up the small businesses here? I would say 90% small mom and pop shops that are sole proprietorships. They're not even an LLC or a corporation. They're sole proprietorships, and they weren't ready.
No,
they weren't at all. They didn't know where to go. They didn't know how to get there. They didn't know what to sign. So they didn't know that they could include their own, whatever they made in the whole 2019 year as salary. Divide that by 12. Because I'm more proactive. So I took classes. As soon as I came out, I took classes. I got on 6 classes right away. So I knew what we were doing. And a lot of times, I was kind of telling my banker, I said, you know what? No, you can't include this. Because they had told me, no, one of your business doesn't qualify because you don't have payroll, it's just yourself. I'm like, well, how about what I made? I live off that business, right? So in the 12 months of 2019, I made so much. You divide that by 12, you multiply it by 2.5, and that's what I qualified for my PPP. She got back to me, that was on a Saturday. She got back to me on Monday. She said, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I looked it up with the SBA and loan officer, and he said that you're right. So bring me your 2019 income tax. So now the roadblocks that small businesses ran into was that they go to their accountants or they don't have everything ready because they found an extension to October. So now they're rushing to get their 2019 income tax ready or any 2019 financial statement. They'll take that so they can put what you made into that loan. If not, only your employees will be there.
Guys, for anyone out there that has a small business, please, look up Michael.
Small business, if you got a 1099, you're considered a small business. That's even easier if you got a 1099 because all you got to do is provide the 1099, the copy of it. Whoever worked, say you don't get a 1099, say you go sell at the flea market, but you put that into your 2019 taxes and you claim that amount that you made, you qualify as well. So, there's anybody, you can go anywhere. People that did roofing, sold at the flea market, sold taquerias. If you put a Schedule C on your personal taxes, you can come in and you can get it. Go talk to your banker and get your information. They anticipate that this is going to be approved on Wednesday, right? It's going to pass by the Senate till tomorrow, hopefully. It's going to pass by the House on Tuesday, and it's going to be approved first thing on Wednesday. Get your information to your banker tomorrow because they say it's on a first come first serve basis. So get it to them tomorrow. All the information.
Well, can you go by our office tomorrow and help Dad out?
I'll try to wake up early. I know you guys wake up early.
We'll be there till 3.
Yeah. Well, we've been real busy because of that mess up the IRS did.
Well, go by a little quick to help me out.
I'll go. I'll swing by.
But let me know what time you're going by, and I'll get you breakfast or I'll get you lunch. Papa really needs the help. And you're well versed. And maybe somebody else saying that Linda can get some help too. So if you can stop by tomorrow, I'll let them know. But yeah, guys, we need to encourage our leadership out there, you know, to be a little bit more proactive and help out in regards to the things that we really really need out there. Massive. I'm finding a lot of stuff that you're putting out there funny, but please, calma, por favor, because I don't want. Look, guys. You don't want to get me in trouble, guys. And you know, I don't want to have again. One of the problem, and I find a lot of stuff that y'all posting is funny. But again, remember that there's a lot of stupid people out there that can get offended for crap, and then they're going to say, "Ya ves, Erasmo que es para mí." So, guys, if you support us, please let's just tone it down a little bit. I appreciate it. I love y'all. Carlos, ¿cómo la ves?
La veo bien pelón.
Bueno, pues estás bien pelón. Guys, it's very, very important. Again, I'm sorry that little Eddie and these people are like out there crying and whining to their supporters and que, oh, Erasmo is just being negative and Brownsville talk is just all negative. You know, grow up, folks. This is the real world. I don't know what pampered life you lived. You know, I hear that a lot of these individuals were just, pushed on forward because of their relatives. God bless y'all, man. I don't have time for that. I don't have any relatives that are part of that corrupt political machine out there. I don't. I think Carlos doesn't either. When we say, come on and fight us in an election, I mean, I have no issues running against anyone. I don't think Carlos has any issue against running against anyone. We can stand on our own, baby. We can stand on our own. And we'll be out there. Anything else we need to talk about today?
Thank you, guys. It's been a crazy quarantine life. Again, we're starting week 4. We've been on here. Brownsville Talk will continue to be on as long as you guys will be with us. And thank you, Michael. Thank you, Carlos. Let's make this an ongoing thing, guys. I think the community really benefits from it, from having individuals like y'all who do your best, to be accessible to the community. So thank you guys so much.
Michael, any last words?
Just tomorrow morning, go with your bank, ask them about PPP. If you have a small business, if you're self-employed, if you just get money on your own and report it in taxes, you will be able to qualify. If you don't have your 2019 taxes, just make sure you have a financial statement for 2019, and you should get in. Get in early. Don't wait. Get in early. If you have an accountant who hasn't given you your 2019 taxes, refresh on them. If go to your banker, turn it in tomorrow. If she says no, well, nothing's available right now, I said, okay, I'm just gonna leave it with you because I want to be the first one that you filed it for, because it takes time. You're not gonna get your money tomorrow or the next day after you get accepted. It's still gonna be about another week after you get accepted for that. So, be proactive. Don't just stay home watching Netflix all day.
That's my job.
Do something.
Carlos, any last words, Carlos?
Hey, stay safe, man. Just keep coming back to Frankie's page and also the YouTube. Subscribe. There's a lot of information that doesn't get told by your local newspapers or your local news. I mean, remember, those guys are paid. These guys here on this channel are not paid. They do it on a voluntary, and they want to make sure that everybody gets the information as fast as they can get it, and they can decide what to do. Especially with this coronavirus still going on. I appreciate Michael for that information. I'm gonna go to the bank tomorrow.
Go tomorrow. If you need, hit me up. If you need anything else.
Well, let's meet up at the office tomorrow. We'll all do it together.
Let's take a masks.
Social distance, guys. Social distance.
6 feet apart.
How boring of y'all, guys. Do you think we should tax the rich? 100%. Everyone should be taxed, especially the rich, guys. And they are taxed. Guys, have a great start of the week. Be good to each other. Be good to the people out there that are serving us. Michael?
One more thing. If you haven't gotten your stimulus, for whatever reason, has the wrong bank information, keep checking it because the IRS is updating that and allowing you some, not all of them, but some, allowing some to update their information so you can get either a direct deposit or a check at the house. But that's otra historia larga. I mean, the IRS really messed up their things there. But just be patient and keep updating. You will get your money. It's your money. When you get it, I don't know.
Yeah, and I'll give you my experience. I had to input my information, my bank account information, and they still said that everything's okay. They're going to mail me my check on the 24th. So, which is okay. I mean, not a big deal. I mean, I want it now, but I'll be happy. I'll be happy if Papi Trump sends me the check on the 24th, which is this week.
Well, when it hit, like I said, a bunch of pictures of people at Walmart buying big screen TVs. So don't buy a big screen TV with that money.
No, man.
We don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring.
Yeah, don't be cautious, guys. Be good to each other. Be good to everybody else. As to come back, we'll be on tomorrow at 9:00 in the morning. Again, for those that are still here, thank you, Daniel. For y'all that are still here, please. And I hate saying it, share the YouTube channel. We are already at 400 people. I just need 600 more people. So please help me out in that. Good night, Daniel. God bless you. Stay safe too. Guys, please help me out in that. Get your friends, everyone. I need to get over the 1,000 so that we can start a live stream from our phone and everything else. So if you all would do that for me, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Frankie, for being patient with us. Thank you, everyone. I'm massive. I love you. Guys, be good to each other. Be good to the people out there. Today I went to Russo's to get some pasta. Let me tell you, good stuff. My order was $7 and I paid with a 10 and I said, keep the change. So be very generous to the people. Most people don't try to tip because you're taking out drive-through. I mean, it's $3, but just be decent with them. Maybe it's not a lot, but to me it was a lot. God bless. Love y'all. Stay safe. Hasta mañana. 9:00 in the morning, 9:00 at night. Adios.
Guys, thank you.
All right, we're off, guys.